hardcore. What you fools waiting for? This is true hardcore.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't gotta ask anymore if we're on air with her because I know we are, and you are here too. I botched that, but we're keeping it. We're on air with her, guys. THC, the Heir Cast. Welcome back. Today we got another special guest that's already been here before. You've already seen him on one of the last episodes. Motherfucking Freshy in the building.
You already know.
2 Live Ant, the man of many names, the man of many talents. They say the jack of all trades, he's the ant of all trades. For y'all that didn't know.
Appreciate it. You know we out here working, and we're tapping it in. And you know we locked in, bro.
Tap.
No, we locked in.
Yo, so here, the Heir Cast, we already started this the last couple episodes. We always like to start with the important questions because the people, the fans, the streets, the industry, the world, and now the Air Force. New thing. I used to be the Air Support. Now it's the Air Force. All my supporters, my fans, my family out there, anybody that supports the whole Air Corporation, THC, y'all are now called the Air Force.
Air Force.
The Air Force wants to know, Freshy, did he do it or did he not do it?
We're talking about
Diddy.
Damn.
Why say damn? Were you in the Diddy parties?
Nah, man, I definitely wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But
did you want to be?
Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. But who knows, man? These type of things right now nowadays are pretty crazy, and who knows what to think of it? But yeah, it looks pretty sketchy.
We're here on the Heir Cast, and here on the Heir Cast, we like to pretend. We like to play games, you know? So we're going to play a game where let's pretend we're on the jury. We're locked in right now. We have no choice. We're at the end of the, trial and whatever the hell. And let's pretend all the evidence is whatever's on the internet now. The stories, the backstories. Cassie, arguably one of the most beautiful, sexiest human beings alive, was apparently assaulted to the point that this guy had to settle for God knows how much money.
Wow.
Yeah, that just is mind blowing to me. That alone is a very telltale sign, in my opinion. But the game, takes two to play the game. So I want to hear your opinion first because you're the guest. What do you think? We're here on the jury. We got to say guilty or not guilty. Let's do it.
I'm going with guilty, man.
Damn.
Guilty,
really?
Man. I'm going with guilty because it's too much. It's too much weirdness going on.
Yeah, it's sad, man. And of course, shout out to all the victims, or not shout out, of course, don't want to put that on blast or anything, but my heart goes out to you because that's always tough. Of course, we're having fun. It's a podcast. We're making conversation about it, and of course we can make light of it. But the truth is that is a sad situation. But it's just crazy to me how all these people with power and money could go get away with things for so long. Like R. Kelly was married to Aaliyah. She was like 15. All it takes is people to look the other way. To this day, I have people that defend Michael Jackson, and then I'm like, oh, okay, but if he was alive, would you let your kids stay over there for the weekend? And they're like, no. But it's like, homie, what are we doing right now? Right, you got to separate the art from the artist. I think Biggie's the greatest lyricist of all time, greatest artist, like when it comes to rapping, and that guy doesn't, succeed or exist if it's not for Diddy. So, shout outs to Diddy. He has arguably one of the greatest A&R ears of all time.
Right.
But this whole situation is crazy. And even if he's not guilty, even if all that's out of the window, what I'm vehemently against and what I think is disgusting is that whole having cameras recording people unbeknownstly, like people not knowing they're being recorded the whole time. And yeah, you could argue that it's for protection and safety, but dog, you got people, you got friends.
That's for like blackmail and stuff, bro. Like that's. You got to be careful who you hang around. A lot of people are just like, aside from the music, aside from everything, yeah, he could be a super music legend and everything, but at the end of the day, bro, like, who knows what it is, behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying? And they got the type of money to hide all that type of stuff way better than the average Joe.
You're buying this conspiracy that he's an agent, he's a Jeffrey Epstein type of guy that they're using him, because that's a conspiracy.
Who knows, bro? It's like when you're that big, and it's like who knows if you got Illuminati ties or something like that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, like it gets weird, bro. It gets weird out here, man. It's like we live in some weird times, so it's all I can say is be careful.
You know what I think? I think we've always lived in weird times. Now
that's weird. Now
it gets weirder. Things are weirder, of course.
It's weird now.
But the truth is, now we have so much documentation, so much camera, so much surveillance. Nobody could get away with anything. Everything comes to the light nowadays. And anything that gets put in the dark for X amount of time, eventually comes to light, homie. There's only so long you could keep up with your lies. It takes so much energy, time, and just mental consumption to keep up with those lies. And I don't care how much money you got. Eventually, someone's gonna slip up. Eventually, someone's not gonna care, dog. And it catches up to you, man. And cancel culture sucks, but like that's one good thing that comes from this whole. You live right. Don't do wrong.
Facts.
Be a good person.
Get that good karma in. You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely, but it's like don't do things that you wouldn't like being put on blast in the spotlight. Like people that there's this quote: "You are who you are, the person you are when no one's looking." And like that's how you should always be. Like
facts.
people looking or not looking.
Stop doing stuff for the views.
Facts.
Stop doing stuff for the clout.
Facts.
Be a good person. Just originally, you know what I'm saying? Like
originally.
Yeah,
facts
like
from the bottom.
Damn, dude, everybody wants to fake be a good person. Like, bro, how easy is it to just be a good person and just help somebody out from time to time? You know what I'm saying? Like, stop buying into the nonsense. Stop doing stuff for the clout, man, and put the phones down from time to time and be a regular human being.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Hold the door for the old lady from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like
always hold the door for somebody.
Help somebody cross the street or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like, just
one day could be you that needs the help across the street.
Facts, bro. You never know, bro.
People keep asking me, yo, what are y'all even on in these episodes? Like, how do we go from deep convos to wild jokes to life advice and back in 30 seconds flat? Let me put you on game. We're on Canna Kings. Whether it's CBD, Delta 8, or THCA, they got that top shelf, lab tested, smooth hitting goodness. No paranoia, no couch lock, no bad vibes. Just that clean, focused flow that lets the creativity flow and the comedy hit. So if you rock with the pod, support the squad, head over to cannakingsco.com. Load up your cart and use promo code UBTHCCrew at checkout for a little royalty level discount. Canna Kings, we're on it. And now you could be too.
So speaking
See
of
you on Cloud 9.
Garbage talk and all this celebrity gossip, garbage that whatever we're feeding into right now. What's up with the big three? With this whole big three, Kendrick beefing with J. Cole and Drake, right? That's what it is. It's two. No, it's essentially, it's truthfully 3-on-2, I guess, if you want. Really, it's like the rap civil war right now is what's going on. People are picking sides. Ross and follow Drake. All these people are picking sides.
Right.
But let's start first with the original basis. It starts with Drizzy and J. Cole being dissed by Future, Kendrick, and technically Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin's been trying 21 and Drake all over the internet the last couple of months, if you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Super trying him. The other day, 21 Savage did, I think, somebody's podcast, and he was like, this guy's a liar. Because 21 was like, oh, I want the spelling bee off spelling supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And Metro did a whole video trying him, saying, this guy's a bald-faced liar. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, so it's just crazy that, and I love Metro Boomin because I wanted to talk about this later on, but I prefer talking about it right now. I think he's arguably the rawest, most talented producer right now in the game. If you decipher his body of work and the music he puts out, like, he doesn't even get the credit for it because he's not, shout out, and he's not even trying to do that. He's just really about the art.
Right.
I love this whole little beef for him because now he's getting some shine again. But it's crazy. Like, did you see the Into the Spider-Verse movies? Are you into like the superhero?
The cartoon one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
He did the whole soundtrack for the last one.
Yeah, he did.
Incredible body of music. Incredible. One of my favorite projects of the whole last year.
No, Metro's sick with it. He's sick with it, and he really dives into every aspect of it. Like, you could tell he like engineers and produce, like, everything. He just is him leading the track and leading the sound into what he sees it to be, and that takes a special kind of talent. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of special talents, one of my favorite things, and the audience might not appreciate this as much as me and you because we make music. We're in this game. We're in this field.
Right.
We're in this war, this battle, this constant battle of music and art and being an artist.
Right.
One of my favorite things that guy did, man. I love Young Thug. Young Thug's one of my favorite artists, and Free Thugger. If you're listening, we know you aren't because you're locked up, but when you listen to this, so if you're listening, we know you are. Free Thugger, but one of the best of all time, man. They rushed out his project when he first got locked up. They rushed out his project on some industry garbage, just trying to make some money bullshit.
Right.
And I think he tweeted that he wasn't liking the order. And me, as an artist that loves his music, I knew the order was off because the first record was, he had 2 Drake features on the project. The first record, when they first put out the album, was the first Drake feature, but it's not even a Drake feature. It's a song where it's a beat switch. So Drake has his own beat, him singing. The song starts like that, and then the beat switch, and Thugger starts rapping. Okay. They made that the intro when they rushed out the project. I am a fan of music. I'm a fan of Young Thug. I love all of Young Thug's projects. I listen to music from top to bottom, the way it's supposed to be as an artist.
Right.
I was upset when I heard Drake coming out at the beginning of Young Thug's album, because I know Young Thug would never have co-signed that. I know no artist would like another artist to start his project, the voice of his project. I just feel like it's weird. Do you not agree? Unless it's like a sample, unless you're using it as a sample, but if it's a feature, would you want your album to start with somebody else's voice?
I mean, I guess
that's my point. They didn't fix it. Metro Boomin fixed it.
Who knows? Who knows? It all depends. Like, music is about there's no right and wrong way to do things with music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you're an artist. Would you ever? Do you think right now, in your mental standpoint, have you dropped a full length project? Like multiple tracks back to back? No, right?
Yeah, like I dropped.
Original, like mixtape, like
Nah, original beats and just I wrote
all in one thing. Okay.
Yeah.
How many?
And it was like 12 songs.
Okay, 12 songs on one. You dropped a project. How long ago, Freshy? My bad. I haven't.
It's definitely a long time ago. Like,
what's it called?
It's called They Always Doubted Me.
They Always Doubted Me. It's right there. Oh, okay. I kind of remember the name now. When did you drop it? 12?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago. It was
Instagram days.
It was a full project.
But like around Instagram, like you dropped it on SoundCloud. Where'd you drop it?
I dropped it on all platforms.
On streaming.
All platforms. Like
okay.
I just
once again.
Yeah, I ran it through DistroKid and dropped it on all platforms.
Okay.
Shout out to DistroKid.
Shout out DistroKid and all the kids that distribute on DistroKid.
It's a website.
Yeah, I know. I use it too. Shout out DistroKid. Listen. So, okay. As an artist, I would never let another, like, it's just weird to have somebody else's voice as a feature, as a collab. Like, if it's a sample, if it's, maybe my dad, but that's different. My dad's a legend, and it's my dad. I came out of his nuts.
Pause.
I can't even pause. It's the truth. That's
yeah.
not even gay. I really came out of his nuts.
That's true.
But anyways, I think that's just really weird. And sure enough, a week later, a couple days after, Metro Boomin tweeted, "Don't worry, y'all, we're going to get this right." And then a week later, they dropped the actual project in the right context and the right way it was supposed to be, where Metro Boomin had the right order, and that record with Drake didn't come out till later. And, it's just, the order was much better. It sonically sounded right and made sense. Like, oh, yeah, this is the intro. This is the song. This is the way it's supposed to go. And I just I hate that as an artist. Like, that's one. How do you feel about Posthumous albums? You know what a Posthumous album is?
No, what is that? What is it?
Posthumous, right? Yeah, so that's when somebody dies, and like what they did with Pop Smoke. You die, and then you have a bunch of music in the bank, and they put the album together.
They put it all together. Nah, yeah, I don't really, because you don't know what the artist was really thinking, what really wanted. And you could tell, like, those songs that came out after, like, Pop passed away, or like R.I.P. They definitely, like, you could tell, like, it was something that somebody else put together. You know what I'm saying? Like, just by hearing the music, even though it was still good, because Pop was just a legend and his voice was...
Yeah, but it's not made for Pop Smoke fans. It's made for just music in general. It's made for, like, industry.
Well, they definitely, they tapped into for the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know where to get the plays at.
Listen, I love Spanish music. On that record that they came out, the album, they had the Karol G feature on the first way they brought out the project. And I love Karol G. Shout out to her. I always love when Latinos link with hip hop. That's my dream. It's cool, but the truth is, Pop Smoke wasn't on that vibe. If Pop Smoke would have been alive, he would have preferred like what do you reggae, like what not, is it reggae? Well, Popcorn? No, Popcorn and Afrobeat, these Afrobeat artists. That was the lane Pop Smoke was leaning towards. And sure enough, they dropped that album like an extended version cut, and they had that same song again without Karol G with Popcorn on it. And I was like, this is more that lane, and that's why they did that album, because the internet was kind of trying the album. They're like, this isn't for us. And I was like, I get it, but the truth is, as a Latino, as somebody who speaks Spanish, and just as a person who appreciates music, I love the Spanish with the English. That's my goal with music, honestly.
Facts.
My lifetime goal with music, I haven't said this publicly anywhere, and I'm glad to say it now on one of my early episodes on my pod. My lifetime goal with music is to bridge the gap, to show English people Spanish and to show Spanish people English. That's been my lifetime bridge. And it's not that I'm the best, most sophisticated Spanish speaker, but by sprinkling little Spanish words into verses, into songs, into concepts, I could educate people, and vice versa. Spanish people will listen better. Yeah. And my goal is to develop my craft even better, to the point I'm doing that. I'm banging out. I have records where I have a Spanish verse and an English verse, like in No Virus on my first project ever, the stimulus package.
That
where
shit's
I talk
fired.
about, and as artists, like, that's our superpower. We're Latinos and we have power, but all the people, from people that are French, German, You know, if you're bilingual, trilingual, use them all.
I started making music in English, and let me tell you, like, I remember my mom told me about this one time, and she was like, "Oh, you need to like start doing music in Spanish," and I was like, I don't know, like I've always done like stuff in English, but when I started tapping into it, I remember I did a song and I threw it up on SoundCloud. It was a remix to like one of Anuel's beats, and it came out super fire, and everybody was fucking with it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna tap into this, and now I actually have more fun making Spanish music or like Spanish trap than English music.
So, did you start speaking Spanish first in your life or English?
No, I started speaking Spanish. They raised me speaking Spanish.
Makes sense. Your original language.
Yeah.
Spanish.
But from speaking so much English, you go forgetting.
Yeah, that goes out the window. That's my original language. My original language is Spanish too, but I completely suck at Spanish. Like it's lost me. Exactly. But guess what? I dropped like a couple freestyle videos, but my first original song and music video is Racheta. It's a Spanish song. It's Spanish. I got a lot of English, and it's more like a Spanglish record. But you know,
that was my first video
record
too.
Ever, yeah. It actually took me 3 house parties to make that record, but I made it look like it was all one.
That's
3 different house parties.
Yeah,
to make that, what I say?
The record.
Yeah, to make the
video
for that record.
Yeah.
It's probably a record for how many house parties it takes to make a video.
Yo,
that's what I was thinking
those were the days, bro.
Guinness Book of World Records, if you're listening, and we know you are. Official already got that record. How many house parties does it take to make one music video? Right. Yeah, man, funny. Yeah, so back to the big 3, the original thing we're talking about. I want to hear, do you have a preference of like, first off, do you think Drake's going to respond? That's what the whole internet's.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He has to, right? This is Drake's moment.
Drake loves all that, you know.
But here's the thing. He's
good at it.
He loves the subtweet and the sub dissing bullshit. Like, he doesn't directly do it. The only times he's done it, it's been Pusha T and Meek and Common. And not even Common. Common was more indirect. But Meek and Pusha, like he's no, it's you guys.
He went crazy on me.
And Ye too. He came out at Ye left and right.
Yeah.
But this is, I think those guys. I think Drake ate them all lyrically.
Yeah.
And I love Pusha. Pusha's raw, but Pusha just doesn't have the fan base, the popular vote. Like to use politics as an analogy, like the electoral votes, like the lyrical, the artist vote, like the people that love music, like he's got he won that with us. But the popular vote is the average Joes, the nerds in the clubs, not the nerds, but the people that aren't in the craft that just go with what's cool. Right. You know, and I love nerds. I'm a nerd, but the truth is, you know, like that's a big thing when it comes to who won or lost the beef when it comes to music. And I think Pusha T, unfortunately, people say he won the beef because he exposed the fact that the guy had a son, but it's like, what'd you think? This guy was gonna go all this time without having
right?
Exactly. He tried as long as he could, but eventually that guy was gonna have to cross that bridge. And by that guy, I mean Drizzy.
Pusha won that.
Oh, look, my dad off camera says Pusha won the beef. Who do you think won the beef, Pusha or
I think Drake. I think Drake. The thing
here's the problem. I can't even tell you the Drake.
Pusha won the battle, but Drake's winning the war.
Pusha won the battle, but Drake's winning the war. Exactly.
When Drake responds, to a track, brother, that hit, it's possible that it hits the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a clear like overkill. That's a clear like, you know, sweep. Yeah, back to back. One of the greatest records of all time.
That record was crazy.
Yeah, but it's back to like the war battle analogy. Like people always say, like everybody always tries me when I say Jay's the most successful artist of all time, and they're like, because I say by successful I mean he has the baddest chick. All his records show a lot, if not the best, the most. Like when you compare it to everybody besides M, like, you know, and the truth is, even compared to M, the longevity records, how many records Jay put out, I'm sure if you put the dollar sign maybe next to it, it's comparable, if not more. Jay's all over the place. And outside of that, Jay's put on more artists. And then my argument for Jay being the most successful is the beefs. Like outside of Nas, and people say, oh, Ether. And it's like, bro, the guy signed them like 10, 15 years ago. He goes, oh, they're on the BET Awards, I think, and they're like, hey, new artist. That's like, homie, oh my God, who really won the beef? You know, like you can't even say that. If Nas kids ask him, Dad, did you win the beef? He's like, that's not beef. If Jay's kids ask him, he's like, what do you think? I can't do it good. Oh, and the daughter's like, Mom, what's wrong with this guy? Nah, but what?
So about the big 3?
Like big 3, yeah. What's up? So you think Drake's responding? He has to respond. His career legacy depends on it. This is his moment. Because Meek Mill's like the preliminary moment. This is like Hulk Hogan lifting fucking Andre the Giant and body. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the moment. Like, if he does this, like, oh, okay, he took out.
How do you feel about Kendrick's response? Like, like
It's whatever. Kendrick tried everybody. He did the same thing on the record with Big Sean.
Right.
Remember, he does the same thing. He's just it's clickbait rap. It's like, hey, I'm gonna try everybody and get it going. But the Kendrick's like the Undertaker.
Because I also didn't think it was like nothing too crazy. I thought it was really good. Like Kendrick always, like when he raps on a track, he's a perfect example of it's not it's what's the analogy that I'm looking for? It's not who does it first. It's who does it best. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things where he just knows how to body a track. But like I feel like it wasn't like too crazy. Like, but when I heard it like with other people, like other people reacted to it like differently. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so people are starving right now. Music's at breaks my heart to say, but music's at a really slow pace right now. The quality of music's kind of mediocre, to be honest. Like it's not hitting the same for a lot of people, and and I love music. Like I'm still finding new things that I have never heard before, whether it's old things or new things that just dropped. Like it's all new to me, and I'm still finding that love for it. But I see the Twitter sphere, I see the blogospheres, I see people in real life that I talk with, and everybody's talking about old things instead of what's hot no more. That conversation is not as relevant. And what's going on with this beef right now is people are just jumping at it. People are so thirsty, and people are looking for beef. And here's the thing: it's not a subliminal beef. It's not a subliminal diss. It's a clear diss. He said, "Motherfuck the big three." It's just big me.
Right.
Like it's that's cool.
but isn't it because like initially that J. Cole was dissing him first, saying that the Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake saying that it's basically just them.
Yeah,
them too,
you could
know
think
what I'm
that, but I mean that for that case, that's a diss to everybody. Like as a rapper, as an artist, we all are. There's like an unwritten rule that we all understand. We got to say we're the best ever. We got to believe in ourselves. Like fighters, you got to say you're the best ever. You got to say you're gonna knock out everybody.
Right.
You got to believe that.
Speak it into existence.
You got to speak it, and you got to believe it.
Right.
You truly got to believe it. And if anybody asks you, how crazy does it sound? Like, no, but I think he's a little bit better than me technically, because it's like you can't. What the hell? What are we doing?
That is true.
Albeit there, so you gotta,
No, I feel you. It's entertainment, bro. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, no. This I as a fan, I'm just because personally, I always had. So, to me, Drake's always been the most successful. Like he's the new Jay-Z. He's the new coming of Jay to me. The way I said Jay's the most successful, I think Drake's got that. If he could get like a bad shorty and he could win this beef, he could win that title and be the next coming of the most successful, of all time.
Gotcha.
But lyrically, it's always been J. Cole to me. The problem with J. Cole, he doesn't have the hits. He doesn't have the "Just Hold On, We're Going Home." He doesn't have the Marvin's Room. He doesn't have those records.
J. Cole's lyrically better than Kendrick?
Yes, 1,000%.
That's crazy.
Yes,
crazy.
yes. Drake,
I mean, I love J. Cole.
I love
think
Kendrick
he's
too,
great,
but Kendrick doesn't have a "Love Yours." Kendrick doesn't have people freaking listening to a song and jumping.
What are you talking about?
What song does
Poetic Justice?
That song's about girls and having sex. "Love Yours" is a song about loving your life and not killing yourself.
That is true. But it's not.
J. Cole has songs about his family and his old girl, and shout outs to Kendrick. But listen, one of my favorite albums of all time is his first one, the Good Kid, Mad City. One of my first experiences like with hip hop, like one of my first early memories, incredible, is listening to the album for the first time, and it's the only time in my life I've thrown up off weed because I rolled the backwood. Because I just finishing listening to Schoolboy Q and A$AP Rocky, and they have records, they have bars about backwoods, and I've been smoking Dutches my whole life, so I go in and buy a backwood to listen to, this new Kendrick album, and I rolled it just like a Dutch. Instead of unleafing it, I split it down the middle, and I just twist it as is, and I smoke, and it's the one and only time I've ever thrown up off marijuana in my life.
That's funny.
Threw up disgustingly. I get right. I don't even think I eat. I think I just get normal. I think I brush my teeth. Maybe I showered or something, and I remember getting back and I started smoking again, and I'm like, okay, let's listen to this album. And I'll never forget it, man. That I feel like I watched a movie, just remembering it. I remember the lights were off. I was on a lazy boy recliner for like an hour and a half. The TV was like on, but like no channel was playing. Like it was just like you just saw the no input on the bottom, and I was just bumping that for like an hour and a half on a musical ride. And that's incredible. And I love Kendrick. I say this all to say that I respect Kendrick a lot.
You're talking about tracks, though. Like
no. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about as an artist in
lyrically,
general.
I don't think there's
J.
no
Cole's
way.
gonna body that guy, bro.
Lyrically.
Lyrically, it's disgusting.
That's
The
crazy.
thing is, you got to deep dive.
That's a good one, though.
I don't know.
Is no slouch.
You got to deep dive into J. Cole,
is a
brother.
monster.
Listen, we could do a versus. One of my favorite things to do is like that's
where I
10
think
and 10.
Drake doesn't like lyrically compare to J. Cole or Kendrick. If you ask me.
Lyrically, but success-wise,
Lyrically.
commercial success, and
Success-wise,
overall success.
Drake knows
the
what
best.
to say. That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
when to say it.
He knows how to
And
say
how to
when
say
to,
it.
you know. Plus he
And he
kills
has
it.
more range. Listen, my argument for Kobe being the best is the skill and being clutch. But LeBron, if he wins another title, he might be the best of all time. He is gonna take it from Kobe for me because he has the range. He does so much. He rebounds. Bro, I heard Michael Beasley. I know you don't mess with basketball, but I heard another basketball Michael Beasley say the other day why LeBron's the best. He said because you could put LeBron in the statistical category for point guard, for shooting guard, for small forward, for power forward, and center. And he's in the top 5, if not number 1, for all 5 of them.
Right.
There's no other player that comes
Just
close
like the
to
most
that.
like universal basketball player. Like,
No other player that comes close to that. I'm a vehement LeBron here my whole life till he became a Laker because that was the hardest thing he could have done in his career. That year he came off 3 years getting smacked by the Warriors in the finals left and right because mind you they had Kevin Durant and the rawest team ever.
Right.
I think in basketball. And there was no way, and he still took it to those teams, and he still applied pressure, and like everybody was just shitting on him, and like I was a LeBron hater my whole life, and I told everybody, listen, the coolest thing that guy could do right now to save his legacy is go to the Lakers because they go on nobody. Kobe just left, they got nothing but kids, and if he does that, bro, I'll be a LeBron fan. I promise to everybody, I've been a LeBron hater my whole life. If he does that, I promise I'll be a LeBron fan. Sure enough, he freaking did it, bro. And to this day, bro, he brought us a championship in the COVID year when everybody was eating shit in Orlando in the bubble. A bunch of players started vlogs and doing podcasts, talking to the camera. Yo, we're in Orlando right now. They're feeding us bullshit meals, all this. And LeBron was like, hey, nobody do a podcast. Everybody lock in right now. We're winning a championship. Everybody. Mind you, I love JJ Redick. That's one of my favorite podcasts right now. He just started a podcast for LeBron. He started his podcast around that time with the bubble. He did that. But guess what? LeBron was on the other end of that. Like, no. It's not time for that. Everybody's eating shit. This is our time right now. Lock in. We're gonna away from our families for 2-3 months. Albeit this. And now it comes back full circle. Full circle moment. I haven't done that in the last couple of episodes, but full circle moment, baby. Full circle moment. How he comes back now. Now he does a podcast, and I want to mention that too because the first episode of my pod, I had a moment where I said that there's no money in podcasting. Swipe to it. Right. We're back. Shout out Rick Glassman, who I took that from. But anyways, I gotta shout out the GOAT, baby. Anyways, so moving forward, I do have to acknowledge now for anyone listening, there's a lot of money in podcasting. LeBron is arguably the most paid athlete of all time, and he thinks it's lucrative enough to start a podcast. Official Air, arguably one of the rawest hip hop artists and music artists of all time, if not he started a podcast. My dog Freshy, one of the rawest artists of all time, he's starting a podcast with me soon. The Apex, one of the greatest, if not the greatest artist of all time, already has a podcast. Fuego Talk. Follow it if you're not already subscribed.
Facts.
Homie, there's a lot of money in podcasting apparently. There's a lot of interest, but it goes back to, music dying down and all this. There's a market. People are listening to other things. Right. They're listening to this.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to just lay back and catch a vibe, listen to somebody have a conversation that maybe you know what I'm saying, that you're also like, damn, like I can relate to that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. And the cool thing is when you talk about, such a long range of things, it could go from sports to what we were just originally talking about, Drake. But I said all that about LeBron to say Drake is the rap game LeBron, at least in today's raposphere, for sure. By far. Gotcha. Kendrick, you could argue I can't even say Steph. Kendrick's like a guy who maybe won one ring. Oh, Kendrick's Kawhi Leonard. Kendrick is exactly Kawhi Leonard. He won one ring a couple years ago on some mercenary shit. Just came through on a mission, did it. But now he's still raw. He's got a lot of respect, but he hasn't won the ring yet. But every time he drops and goes hard, it's like, yeah, hey, bro, it's just that guy.
Put some respect.
What's crazy is Kawhi Leonard, KL, Kendrick Lamar, KL. That's kind of crazy. Oh man, I'm on one.
What are the odds?
And Drizzy's and Drizzy's the LeBron. So Drake is the LeBron, and I think Steph Curry is the future of the rap game because he's won rings, and he stays relevant constantly. Even if he's losing, he's constantly in the blogosphere. He's constantly being spoken about. Right. So I think that's a good analogy for those big three right now as far as the basketball. But the crazy thing is they're beefing over a chick. How do you feel about them beefing over a chick? Can you say that one more time? Because you just said it off her.
Nah, bro. Honestly, that's just typical man, you know what I'm saying? So Beefing over a chick is crazy. I don't condone it.
What's crazy is all these chicos got all this money and they all fight over the same girls.
Yeah.
Whether it be artists or actors, like it constantly happens. Like Brad Pitt, I forgot who Jennifer Aniston was married to. Like, she was married to somebody, or no, Jennifer Aniston was married to Brad Pitt and Angelina. Oh, well, that's my dog Brad Pitt. Shout out Brad Pitt if you're listening. You know you are. But but they just be swapping chicks all the time. It's just madness when there's like 6.2 billion people in the world and over more than half of them are chicks. Like it has to be, right? Because you need girls to produce guys, right?
Right.
So by default, it has to be more women, right?
So like the same group of chicks just bouncing around from all of them.
Madness. Yeah, it's madness. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
That's crazy. They could just take one flight to Colombia.
Yeah. Anyways, the chick that they're beefing over, Future in Jersey, she's from out here, Princess Diana or something. She went viral. She came out on the video saying, "Listen, I'm not black, first of all. This is that." And it's like, oh my God. So she's wilding out, but she's really sexy. So Princess Diana, if you're listening, and I know you are, hit me up. Come on the podcast, or just go on a date. Whatever. We'll talk about things. We don't gotta go on a date. We can just vibe. Starbucks, Café con Leche, Chico's, Molina's, Moro Castle.
Damn.
Hialeah tour. We'll do all three if you want.
Big vibes.
Yeah, big vibes. You got any favorite Hialeah restaurants?
Bro, I love Tropical.
Oh, Tropical.
Bro.
Tropical's a gangster place with this vibe.
Like,
not so much heat.
I don't know why they changed it though. Like you used to be able to pull up like whatever time, bro. I used to pull up 3, 4 in the morning, like faded. Pull up. Oh my God, get a freaking steak and eggs with the fries and everything. Oh my God, bro, it's just tough, bro. That stuff is one of the best.
You know what's tough? Being like 50, 60 years old, about to freaking go in a boxing match with Jake Paul.
Bro,
that is tough.
Yeah, let's talk about that, bro. That's crazy.
That is really tough.
Who you got?
I think Jake Paul's gonna, listen, man. Listen, man.
I'm going with the legend.
Jake Paul's a legend too, bro. Jake Paul's a legend too. I'm not saying he's as big of a legend as Mike Tyson, but he's whatever. We could say junior legend, minor legend. He's a life legend. He went from YouTube to real life boxing. He makes more money in boxing than 80% of boxers to this day, if not 90. That guy's incredible. Like that guy's changed the fighting game right now. The way people talk about fighting and cover boxing. All this gimmick boxing right now is more hot than real boxing. People are more intrigued into Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou than the fight that just happened yesterday or 2 days ago with Rolly Romero and Pitbull Cruz. Shout out Pitbull Cruz, dog Rolly Romero.
Yeah.
Raw. But it's just, people are more intrigued on these, fake boxer fights than real boxing fights. And that's big off Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Like, that doesn't exist without them. So, I think when all is said and done, that guy's going to have a lot more respect than he gets now. I feel bad about this Mike Tyson situation because I didn't grow up with Mike Tyson. It's like a Jordan situation for me. But I respect it. I've seen from boxing highlights to WWE highlights. Like, this guy's a legend. And también with the podcasting, like, to be one of the first people that, like, are athletes, like, other careers, have a whole career in something else, and to open another career into this, into content, and doing all this other things. Like, the guy stays busy, man. It's a great, story. It's a beautiful human story.
Right.
But he's 50, 60 years old, and as good as he looks for a 50, 60-year-old, he's going against a freaking 20-year-old dog, 24, 25, whatever the hell Jake Paul age is. That guy's a dog.
I'm going with Tyson.
You want to put 100 on that?
Nah.
Oh, all right. For those listening that aren't aware, and even my pops might not be aware, we have a straight up bet right now, like a friendly bet, straight up 100 wager.
100 for 100.
Israel Adesanya and your boy DDP, the first African champion from Africa.
Last time somebody bet against me, I think they were picking. Somebody came and was like, it was when he was fighting Paulo Costa. Oh, Paulo Costa's going to knock out Izzy. I was like, you want to put 100 on it, bro? I was like, all right, put the 100 on it. Easiest 100 I ever made in my life.
That was so long ago. I bet you can't tell me how long ago it was. It was
a couple years.
Couples too. It's more like a couple years.
Yeah,
maybe a couple years.
3-4 years, whatever.
Nah, homie, that was 3-4 years ago. I don't know. Yeah,
it was probably like 3-4 years ago.
Couple years.
Costa was probably like 3-4 years ago, bro.
Possibly.
Nothing too crazy.
Whatever. We got that back going. We'll talk about that in another episode. But. So you got
that's not part of 300.
That's coming up.
That's not part of 300.
After. for a later time.
But
For a
yeah,
later
bro.
time.
But
So-
nah, I got Tyson though.
Yeah, I got Jake Paul. I think the age difference is gonna stand out too much. But a more interesting, I think, fight's gonna be the next one we could talk about, which is Nate Diaz versus Masvidal.
Masvidal. I'm going
Yeah.
with Masvidal. Home team. You
Home
already know.
team, huh?
305 gang.
Sheesh. I hope he wins for the hood, for the long hair team. Team long hair, my dog Masvidal.
That's
Chico,
funny.
Masvidal, if you're listening, and I know you are. I hope you win, dog. Game bread shit, dog, for real. But it's just on you know, from a fighting aspect, from a fan of the fight game. Nate Diaz is no slouch. You know, he's knocked people out with backhands damn near. He's gotten technical knockouts with backhands. This is a boxing
Nate
match.
Diaz is a savage.
Masvidal isn't going to be able to go into his bag and do a running knee. He's not going to be able to go into his bag and
Never know.
do other things. You know, I feel like when it comes to the
Never
straight
know.
hands, we haven't seen as much from Masvidal recently. Not to say he hasn't. He came up off, damn near bare knuckle fighting in the backyard fighting. So he came up off that. It's just going to be a back to the basics.
Like
for
right
him.
here, Highly, right?
Yeah, no, around. I think he's more like Kendall, right? Yeah, more
Down
down
south?
south. But either way, shout out everybody.
It's funny
down
'cause
in the Florida,
Yeah.
the Florida. Shout out Florida too.
Shout out to Kimbo. Rest in peace to Kimbo for real.
Wow, man, rest in peace, Campbell, for real, crazy.
Data 5,000.
Shout out Data 5000. Yeah, for real.
Crazy.
Yeah, but imagine if I had to pick, I gotta stick to my morals, or quarrels, or whatever the term is. I'm gonna go with Nate for now, man. Just on a technical aspect, we don't know the numbers or anything; they're not out yet. But I think I'll just for play devil's advocate as well, I'll say Nate. And now we could get into the fun stuff. UFC 300. Real quick, man, let's get into it. Let's do a lightning round for the first things. Sadiq Yusuf versus Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is the Chico with the hair, and Sadiq Yusuf is a beast. Two young prospects, hot, quick. Pause. But I'm saying they're both hot, young prospects,
Yeah.
but quick picks. Who do you think is gonna win if you have
I'm
a
going
pick
with
on there?
Sadiq.
Sadiq?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Diego for Chico shit. I
Yeah.
could think it's a pick'em, but he's got the cool hair thing going on. Sadiq too. I think he's got like a mohawk situation, not braids. I forgot, but yeah, that's a good one. Next, we could talk about Calvin Cater versus Aljo. That's crazy. Aljo Sterling.
For me, that's easy. I'm going with Aljo. Aljo's gonna dominate that fight.
Man, Aljo's due a win, dude. But I feel like this might be like the kind of like the fight we just saw with RDA, where it's like an old head. And then he kind of got to fight, and proves everybody wrong. I
don't
feel
know.
like that could happen. Calvin Couture got, he got some game on
UFC
him.
has been surprising me lately. Like, it's been times where I'm like, oh, this person's gonna dominate, and it's just like some crazy like turnaround. Especially like when Strickland beat Izzy, I was like, bro,
Yeah, for the number one Izzy fan, that's really
bro,
crazy.
that I was like,
Guy destroyed him.
I would have bet my house on Izzy on that fight, bro. Like, honestly,
I
but
hope
whatever.
you didn't.
No, I did not bet that day, thank God. But whatever, it's all good.
Thank God. Yo, homie.
Yeah.
I don't know, but listen. I think the whole USADA not being involved now. We were just talking about this off air.
Mm-hmm.
When USADA got involved, a lot of old heads started getting knocked out left and right because they were off of the juice and the PEDs and the performing
Off the
enhancing drugs.
juice.
Exactly, off the saucy, and not the alcohol sauce, the other sauce. So they got off of that, and now they're still finding ways to do it, especially the guys with a lot of money and big teams. But right now, what's gonna happen, that it's out of the play, is you're gonna see a lot of these old heads start having chins. This guy Garbrandt, he's opening the card. I think he's gonna start having a chin now. He's been known to getting knocked out the last couple of years because he's older. He's some wear and tear on the body. Now on the juice, don't be surprised if the guy starts eating punches. We just saw it this weekend right now with Chris Weidman, right? And that guy just ate a bunch of punches and he ended up winning by a knockout. Technical knockout, but it's really an eye poke. But the whole fight, he was eating punches left and right like he was not doing the last couple of years.
Right.
So this is going to be an interesting thing going on with the old heads. Qatar might benefit from that. But next one, we got Jiri fighting Rakic.
Yes.
Jiri's due a win. I'm on Jiri.
That fight could go either way. I don't know about that one, man. If I had to pick, I guess I'd go with Jiri, just because I like Jiri too. I like that he charges into the fire. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't back down from nothing, and I like fighters like that who put it on the line. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with Jiri.
Yeah, he's due a win. The Alex thing was a bad look for him.
Nah, but that's
he's so close. But that's
Bro,
what I'm saying. When you're so
if you
close,
lose to Alex Pereira, he's a monster, bro.
yeah, that's not a bad person to lose to. But yeah, I think he's due a win, dog. The samurai, also samurai. Shit.
Izzy knocked him out though.
Alex,
Yeah, the second time
how many times did?
they fought twice.
No, but and before too, the numbers are
He
crazy.
got,
It's like 4 knockouts.
Izzy got knocked out in kickboxing.
Yeah, like the meme.
Yeah, but how raw was the Izzy comeback though? Like,
I don't know, but cut to the Chris Rock saying, "You got knocked." We're back. I gotta do that. I'm sorry. Next we got Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage. Bo Nickel just cut his hair.
Bo Nickel with a negative 3,500 favorite.
Those are the odds. Negative
on
3,000.
the betting odds.
Rightfully so. Now they're gonna go to like negative 6,000 with the haircut change.
It's gonna go to like negative 14,000 or some crazy shit. Yeah. I mean, when the fighter's on a wave like that, where their momentum is rolling and they haven't lost, and Bo Nickel, like, bro, guy's a savage. You gotta just run with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely think he's gonna take that easy, probably like first round win. To be honest.
First round win. Ideally, yeah, he should definitely.
Bo Nickel, I'm calling it live.
There, you heard it first. If you're listening, and we know you are, all you guys, especially Bo Nickel.
If you hit on that ticket, tag me.
Yeah, shoot some bread this way for the Fresh Air podcast coming
just
soon.
tag me, because you know what I'm saying. Show some love.
Just tag. Just the acknowledgement's cool. Just
Come
like, yo,
on.
we learned from this one.
Just be like, yo, he put me on, bro. Thank you. That's it.
You could cash at me.
It's all love.
Next we got Du Bronx versus Armin, which we talked about on our last episode. Real quick, we know. Have you changed your pick unless?
What else? I said Charles last time.
No, you said Armin.
Damn.
And I went off on you. It's like, really, Charles, just that, and then swipe to the clip I made.
Nah. Yeah, you're right.
Swipe back.
Say
that
I
again.
just thought
Hold on. Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
I said you're right.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure they heard it. 'Cause you said it right when we swipe back, so I don't want people to be confused.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think Armin's got that momentum behind him too. Is he juiced up too?
I don't know who's juiced up or not.
Right? You seem to know, like.
Question. Yeah, I seem to know. I'm actually the guy doing the
shit. The boy's doing the research. But yeah, bro, I know you like Charles, but I don't know, bro. That fight's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be watching it close. But damn, yeah, I gotta go with Armin. Probably catch some heat for that. But whatever.
Armin Hammer. Shout out Armin Hammer if you're listening. We know you are. The Charles Du Bronx is gonna murk that little boy.
How do you think? So since you think Charles is gonna win, how do you think he's gonna win it?
Bro, he's so talented. That's why he's my favorite fighter. You can't pick how he's gonna win.
But if you had to bet,
I'm not as educated on Armin's fighting style to make an educated guess. You know
Or
what I
you're
would like to see is him shooting the fade, throwing blows, and then wrapping up around him again like he did before. It's like one of my favorite UFC highlights, like I said before.
like he did the Gagey.
Yeah. That's just a really cool thing to watch. But he's so creative, and I'm not a professional. I'm sure that guy has something in store that's even cooler than that he could get that guy with. I just saw a clip the other day of somebody doing a buggy lock where he's getting like it's a crazy clip, and this wasn't UFC. It was another fighting organization, but it's still MMA.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's on top. The guy who gets the submission, he's on top getting pressed by the person. The person's like trying to do like a ground and pound situation, and he's like not north south, he's east west. So like you're like mounting me like on top of me, and then my legs are this way and my head's up this way when you're on the side of me.
Okay.
But you're all above me and my back's on the ground.
Okay.
So you have all the advantage over me. And what this guy did is he grabbed his head in a situation and he locked his body, and he forced him to tackle like the pressure of his body and his legs. It was
Damn.
incredible from
Crazy
under.
shit.
It's called a buggy lock, and it went viral. I'd never
lock.
seen something like that in my life, and like just opened my mind to like, bro, these guys are capable of things I can't even fathom. Can't even think of the angles these guys are looking at it when you're at that level. And that's why Du Bronx is my favorite, because you don't know. And arguably my next favorite's Justin Gaethje, who is a Chico.
Bro, just
and he's on the card too. Him versus Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Quick on that.
Shout out to Gaethje. I got
Holloway still.
I got Max Holloway.
Yeah, I'm on Gaethje, man, for the Chicos, bro. For the BMF belt too,
Max
which is
Holloway.
wild. This is crazy.
I got Max Holloway.
They need to give Gaethje a real belt title, but
yeah, I hope he gets it.
yeah.
I hope he gets it.
We're gonna talk about that after we finish the UFC 300 card.
Okay.
What about the chicks? We got Wei Li, Zhang Wei Li, and
She's on there, but I think there's Jessica Andrade too fighting. Who's she fighting again?
Oh yeah, she's fighting. I forgot.
But you're talking about the Whaley and who?
Yeah. We're gonna skip Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade, but we're gonna skip that. What about Zhai Weili versus? She's fighting. I wrote the name down because I wanted to try to pronounce it. Yan Zhanzhao.
Wow.
Probably said it wrong, but I tried.
I gotta go with Whaley.
Yeah, Weili's cool.
Yeah.
I like Weili, man.
Whaley's solid pick.
And then the main event: Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill.
I got Alex Pereira.
Yeah, man, me too. For real, Potan. That guy's a beast, bro.
Yeah, I got Alex Pereira. Even though, I think this is, it's gonna be a close one though. I think it's gonna be a close.
You saw the clip of him trying to be funny, Jamal Hill.
Yeah. No,
With the leg kicks?
No, he's funny.
Imagine the fight goes down just like that, and he starts murking him with leg kicks. Like, you think that's funny?
He's good at trolling.
You know, Pereira. You know Pereira. You know what's raw about his leg kicks? He doesn't wind up when he kicks him. He just kicks him like Michael Myers. Like he just kicks he just lifts him up like a brute. He just lifts up and it's tremendo force. He doesn't have to wind up like most fighters do. I could imagine this guy starts winding up and doing real kicks. This guy's gonna murk that boy. But you know, Jamal Hill's educated too. The guy that just won this weekend, Buckley, he's part of the same camp. And Buckley has one of the coolest knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
We're gonna swipe to it right now, and we're gonna swipe back right now
with that spinning back kick.
Bro, what? That's incredible, man. They're part of the same camp, so you know you can't put it past him winning either. You guys capable of doing some left field things, but similar to some of the guys I said earlier.
Kevin Holland knocked him out though. You saw that fight.
Kevin Holland. Who?
You didn't see Kevin Holland knock out Joaquin Buckley after he came.
Oh no, I missed that. That
was after that fight.
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
That's when Kevin Holland was like putting his name on the map. But
yeah, that's one of his early big highlights.
Yeah.
Man, I want Kevin Holland to get some wins, man. He's a really cool fighter. He just got dogged by MVP. Oh, that was crazy.
Yo, I called it.
Yeah, you did.
I called it.
You really did.
We got let's talk about how I got like 90% of what I said.
They know, they're listening. We know, listen.
Happened.
We don't gotta tell you
90%.
That's why I wore this shirt. I gotta address it. I'm wearing the Santa Claus.
No, we
shirt.
gotta say it.
This is a gift to the fans. This is a gift. It's a Christmas gift. We're giving you guys the opportunity to make gachilulu dinero by listening to us talk about our picks and giving you this game, this knowledge. We're not just telling you, yo, this and this and this. No, we're giving you breakdown. We're giving you back and forth. We're giving you knowledge. Think without.
Knowledge is the way to wealth.
The knowledge cast.
All right. Don't ever forget
the way to life, you know.
The way to wealth.
Listen, homie, knowing is half the battle.
There you go.
The other half is following official air in the podcast and subscribing.
It is.
And sharing it with your friends and family.
But yo, crazy.
Yeah.
What else was the
some good
those
stuff.
other fights?
Yeah, I mean most of them. We pretty much hit all of them. I think we didn't talk about. Let's see, we did Gaethje, right? Gaethje and Holloway. I think Gaethje.
Yeah.
Doing it
We
for the
got that.
Chicos.
That.
I got most of them there. We got
that.
Yeah, man. And you heard the Future album, right?
So, that Future album is fire. There's a couple songs that I really like on there.
Which one stand out to you right now?
I like
outside of the disc.
I like Ice Attack. I don't like how they cut the first part of the song too short. I really like that beginning. I like how Future was flowing on that shit. That shit was fire. But then they switched it into a whole different beat, which was fire too. But
the beat switching's raw. Like the raw song is cool. The raw features are alright, but the beat switch when after the raw features, gangster. Like there's a lot of raw beat switches. I'm a fan of the beat switches.
I hear that's it's getting played out, right?
The beat switches, it's not as special anymore.
Yeah, it's like,
but back
it's everybody's doing it now. Every song, it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, the disc though, I do want to talk about the disc because this is really important, and this is gonna be really crazy that nobody's acknowledging the sample. Because the sample on that record is from some Miami legends, from hip hop legends. Like the truth is, this record doesn't really exist if it's not for Joe Cooley and Rodney O with this record called Everlasting Bass, which I just had, through the research session before we actually started shooting the podcast to actually be able to break this down for the pod. And it's incredibly important to the extent of what hip-hop is and what it became for Miami, because these guys are like the predecessors, to my knowledge, for 2 Live Crew. Uncle Luke booked these guys to come perform out here, they literally talk about it on the record that Metro Boomin sampled called Everlasting Bass for the diss. And it's crazy to actually hear the record before we went on, and they're like, "Get flying to Miami, Miami, Florida." It's crazy, the rhyme scheme, you know. But it's so cool that it's Metro. You know, shout out Metro Boomin. He's one of the greatest producers of all time. But he didn't even he took a lot of same elements from the original song, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of same elements.
Even like with the drum rhythm is like pretty similar.
Yeah, a lot of it. And then after booking these guys, Joe Cooley and Rodney O, which are legends that put out this record, they had so much success with that, and it opened the door for hip hop. It opened the door because this is early 80s, to my understanding, the time frame. Fast forward a couple years after, Two Live Crew, RIP to Fresh Cut Ice.
Facts.
Of course, you know, they're legends. They came after. That's the next act that Uncle Luke books. And it's just crazy how this is all coming full circle now with this. I just followed Rodney O right now on Instagram, and his last post is acknowledging the fact that they got #1 with this record like that. And it's so cool, and it blows my mind that I'm under this impression that all artists in the early days got, you know, raped by all these labels and all these, you know, A&Rs and these contracts.
Right.
And a lot did, but I just realized now, and my dad opened my eyes to this, that these early artists were all independent.
Right.
There was no opportunity for these big companies to do them dirty on these contracts because they didn't see it. They were, you know, behind the ball with this. And these guys are just doing and making bread. And now they're eating more than ever with the, you know, being sampled like this on this record. So it's incredible that that's a really
Full circle.
raw full circle moment. You know, eventually we're gonna come up with the animation, but for now we got the ring, so we got to do it. So yeah, I think it's really important that I acknowledge it because nobody's talking about the samples. I'll be honest, I thought it was a couple other samples that were
sick samples.
My dad had to put it down to me. He's like, "No, this is Miami." My dad was kind of ashamed of me for not knowing exactly, but I gotta say it to the audience because this is part of life. I gotta spread this knowledge to y'all because this is incredible and it's really important, especially as artists, to give people flowers like Nori. You know, like Nori says all the time on Drink Time. Shout out Drink Time. But you got to give artists their flowers when it's, you know, time and all the time.
Facts.
You know, but this is a beautiful moment in that. So I really wanted to acknowledge that because Miami has always been the party city. And like these guys, the big three, J. Cole, Drake, Future, Kendrick, all these boys, the big four, they're always in Miami, man. And these guys that started this record were booked to come out to Miami. So they're Miami legends in that sense too, dog. Favorite Miami? You have some favorite Miami artists of all time,
bro?
We'll do a big three after, but it's gotta be
Definitely, bro. You gotta, you gotta go.
Do some Miami shout outs. Ross for sure. Shout out
Ross, Trick Daddy, Iceberg, Pitbull,
yeah,
crazy,
Puya,
damn, some underground shit.
Fat Nick, Garcia,
yeah. Denzel Curry,
Shotty.
Yeah. Damn, no, we got
Salazar Tabaquero.
That's right.
Metal.
We got some hitters.
What about your dogs? Give me some dog shout outs.
Like what do you mean, like
people? Your people.
Some of my homies.
Yeah. Dogs or artists, whatever.
Man, you already know it.
People I can put it here so they can follow, so I can keep swiping. I like giving myself more work. It's fun.
That's funny. Man, I rock with my people. My boy Babyface Henny, my boy Chaviano. You already know.
Is that the same guy, Chaviano?
Yeah. Okay. Same guy. That's my dog. Doja, you already know. My boy Doja, sickest beast down south. Let's see who else was. You already know. My boy Yubi in the building. Crazy.
Good one.
You know
Official air for those guys that don't know.
Stop playing if you don't know. Now you know. Real Miami shit too. Been cooking in the lab.
Been cooking, man.
Straight from the
cooking, I'm starving.
Straight from the house parties to the lab.
You ate anything today,
bro? Yeah, checkers.
Checkers.
Yeah.
Let's do big three appetizers.
Gotta be.
Shout out, Ross and checkers, yeah.
Big
you got
three.
The valleys. You got the
appetizers.
Yeah,
but like from where? From anywhere?
Anywhere, yeah.
Anywhere.
Let's do appetizers. Open the floor.
Appetizers gotta be like some fucking
three.
boneless wings.
Boneless wings?
Hell yeah, it's just fire.
That's so girly.
Boneless wings dipped in the ranch. That shit's fire. As
Why
fuck.
not bone in wings?
Girly.
Yeah, boneless wings is
I
girly.
said, yo,
I love
bro.
boneless wings from Wingstop. I hate the wing and
Nah,
wings from
bro, but
Wingstop,
like an
I like
appetizer, like the bone in is like a more meal, right? Or
oh,
like
you're
a-
saying it's more of a meal?
Yeah,
Mind you, I'm a lifelong fat fuck, so
that's funny as hell.
so I look at that like that's
I've
not
al-
even an appetizer.
I've
that's
always
a
been
prelude.
fat inside.
That's a preview to the appetizer.
Bro, what else? Mozzarella sticks.
Wait, hold on. You're giving me 2 hours, so we're gonna do a
You
two-way
said big
draft.
3
I
appetizers.
know, but it's the draft. The big 3's a draft. Bro, homie, you've been here before. Act like you've been here
bad.
before. It's 1-1. It's a draft. It's 1-1.
okay.
It's okay.
Go for
Rookies,
it.
we gotta do this for rookies. So
Go for it. Go
come
for
on,
it.
bro. No, I'm kidding.
What's
so
the other one? then?
So you just took the mozzarella sticks, which is a raw pick. That's why I'm upset. That was gonna be my first pick. So you got
Bro.
wings and mozzarella sticks. It's like the bingo. What can I say now?
A bunch of shit.
Shut up. Let me think. I would say clam chowder soup.
Hell no. For an
Everybody's gonna shit on me
appetizer?
for that. Yeah, that is an appetizer. I would say
Boy.
a Caesar salad, dog. You can't go wrong with a Caesar salad. Hell yeah,
That's
raw
like a-
Caesar salad.
Okay, yeah, that's
Give me your third
Caesar
pick,
salad.
man.
nachos.
Damn, that was gonna be my first one, but I felt it was like too general. All right, nachos is a
What?
good one. Cheese fries, homeboy.
Damn.
Yeah,
fries.
that would have been my first pick. Not
Better.
mozzarella sticks. Yeah, mozzarella sticks. That's raw. So let's recap right quick. You
Yeah.
said, well, man, I can't believe you got those 2 off the rip. Boneless wings. I should have said real wings too. I can't believe I slipped on that. Boneless wings.
Cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks, mozzarella sticks. Jesus Christ, that's a
They're
great
fire.
3. And what's the third? Nachos. Yeah, but you're kind
Nachos.
of getting too much with the nachos and the cheese sticks. You're
Yeah,
getting
I'm
the
a
same
big
thing.
cheese fan.
I got
Cheesy.
cheese fries, Caesar salad, and clam
Clam chowder
chowder.
soup.
Oh, homie,
You got a whole meal there.
If this is our death, if we're on death row and this
Your
is
last
that,
meal?
Yeah, your last meal.
Nah, what's your legit last meal?
I got a legit
What's
meal.
it?
You're going to
What is it?
You're dying with like acidez and like you're gonna have a stomach ache.
Bro, I never.
I'm gonna.
But
Yeah,
at
you're
least,
gonna die with heartburn.
At least I'm going full. You're gonna be hungry again in 2 hours after you drink the soup.
I'm gonna be dead in 2 hours. That's the point. All right, bro. Give everybody a message besides listening to your big 3.
Bro, my message for the people today is, for all the people listening out there, I feel like too many of the wrong people are having too many kids, and not enough of the right people are having enough kids. I feel like everybody has this excuse about talking about, I want to be financially ready. I want to be financially ready, guys. It's only when the kids are here that you will be financially ready and motivated. And I know it's sounds a little cliche. Oh, I have some kids, da da da. But yo, like genuinely, if you're the type of person who feels like maybe you're just not as happy as a person, get you some kids in your life. I guarantee you that'll switch up real quick. And honestly, like we gotta go against these.
Yo,
these,
hold
you know
on.
what I'm saying?
Time out. I love you. Guess get one message at the end. We're gonna keep it at that message, but I just gotta say, think without. Don't let the kids be your way out. Happiness starts from within here, because you could have
Facts.
1 million kids, you could have $1 million, $1 million
Have
anything.
10 kids, bro.
But
Fuck
the
it.
happiness starts from here. Don't think the happiness is gonna come from a kid and an external being. On the contrary, that's gonna add a lot of stress and it's gonna bring a lot of love to your life, but it's gonna bring a lot of challenges
Bro.
that you should already have. So I do agree with that. Be
Nothing-
conscious of
nothing-
having kids. Cause you're never gonna be ready. You're never ready for anything in life.
Nothing.
Don't wait till day one. Let day one be today. Don't let one day be. Don't let one day. Oh, one day this, one day that is my point.
Right.
Day one. Flip that over, and the reverse of that is day one. That's what I meant. Sorry. I had to explain that. But
Facts.
day one. Don't let one day turn into one day for too long.
And
Make
for
it
the
day
and,
one.
All right,
and
George Bush.
facts.
Yeah, whatever. George
And-
Bush.
and-
Chico
and-
George Bush. I like Chico George
and for the
Bush.
guys-
Watch this drive.
Guys, can't be that's it. Are we done?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to
30 seconds. What?
end it on that. Yeah, we're
Let's
gonna
end it on that? All right, bet.
What were we going to say first?
No, I was gonna say like
Give
for
it to
the
them, give it
for
to
the
them.
for the guys too. Like
That
yo,
was the
so-
girl message.
stop-
This is the guy
Yeah,
message.
no, for the guy. No, just for the guys. Just just stop choosing these terrible women to have kids with too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Choose a solid partner who's gonna
Have higher standards.
Yeah, bro. Like,
And
hey,
I-
stop looking for the baddest girl. Look for somebody.
Choose wisely.
Have
Facts.
higher standards and
Facts.
watch this drive.
Hey, choose wisely on all streaming platforms now.
Let's get it.